friends. Today we're going to have some fun and look at a lot of action verbs, 143 to be exact. What is an action verb? An action verb is a part of speech that shows what someone or something is doing. Let's get started. Eat is an action verb. Do you know what this man does? That's right, he cooks. Drink is also an action verb. And when you fry something, you are completing an action. Grill is a really fun action verb with great results. This man is harvesting apples. Harvest is an action verb. You can also say he picks them. Juice can also be a noun, but in this example, it is an action verb. You juice the veggies. You can toss a pizza crust. He likes to roast his meat over an open flame. Roast. And she will rake the leaves. In the spring and summer, you need to mow the grass. You should always trim your shrubs to keep them healthy. He is using his hammer to nail something in the backyard. This man has to dig a hole. That looks like a lot of work. Do you like to chop firewood? It looks like this man does not like it. The spring is a fantastic time to plant flowers. It's important to water the things that we plant so they grow. And this one's interesting. She has produce, which is a noun, but the tree produces apples. That's a verb. Do you ever experiment in science class at school? An example of this is if you combine two chemicals. Most of us probably type something every single day. It's important to know how to communicate very well. And this man has to design a construction project. Do you know what a photographer does? That's right, they photograph things. This man directs a film or TV show. Film can also be a noun, but to film a TV show is an action verb. And there are people whose job it is to record sound. When you move, you have to pack. This news anchor will broadcast today's news. This one is a little bit tricky. The man is a host, which is a noun, but he also can host the show, and that's a verb. And it's her job to entertain us. Before she sews, she has to choose her fabric. Scissors are used to cut. He uses thread to sew the jacket together. She holds up the dress to model it for everyone. The tailor has to measure the jacket to make sure it's correct. The paint on his face is a noun, but he likes to paint. That is a verb. Before you build, you have to survey the property you're building on. Once you're finished, it's important to inspect your work. She's using her new blocks to build a tower. Do you like to listen to music? He uses his talents to play the piano for people. To play a trombone, you have to blow into it. To show you're happy with the performance, you can applaud the performance. A singer's job is to sing. It looks I bet Alice laugh when she plays those cymbals. They a noun, but she likes to float in the ocean. That's a verb. That stone looks a little too heavy to lift. When you meditate, it calms your mind. Do you think it's easy to balance on one leg? These athletes are about to box in the boxing ring. It is important to aim before you throw a javelin. Do you know how to ski? I don't. Jumping jacks got its name because when you do them, you jump. Skateboard is another word that is both a noun and an action verb. Here, he likes to skateboard. Sled can be a noun, but to sled down the hill is an action verb. To fence is a word that means to fight with a sword. Do you prefer to swim inside or outside? See him carry all the books? It's the job of a realtor to sell a house. And the realtor's job is complete when someone buys the house. At self-checkout, you can scan your own groceries. You can rate things online. When you have a cold, you often sneeze. Cough can be a noun when it's something you have. Cough is an action verb when it's something that you do. The doctor might need to examine you. And if you're really unwell, they might have to operate. If you hurt your arm, the doctor may x-ray it to see if it's broken. It's important to rest when you recover from an illness. Some people are scared when it's time for the doctor to inject them. Relax. If you don't feel well, you must go to the doctor. Sometimes when people get dizzy, they actually faint. The hospital might run a test to diagnose your illness. It's important that we sanitize our hands to stay healthy. That woman is holding a vacuum. That's a noun. But she will vacuum the room, and that's a verb. Mop is another example of something that can be a noun, but to mop is a verb. Did you know that another word for the verb buy is purchase? A store can be called a shop, and that is a noun, but when you shop, that's an action verb. Do you use your desk when you write? When you are in business, you have to think a lot. What is your favorite thing to read? When you complete your schooling, you graduate from school. She has the right idea to study where she is comfortable. Often, if someone explains something very well, you understand. That's why it's helpful to learn how to explain well. Would you rather talk on the phone or talk in person? This hippo sure can stand very still. It looks like this baby is just now learning to walk. Most dogs love it when you pet them. Love can be a noun because it's an idea, but when you actively love somebody, that's a verb. Putting out a fire is a way to rescue another person. Do you like to camp in a tent or to camp in a camper? When you receive a hug, that is a noun because it's a thing, but when you give a hug, it's a verb. You can wave hello or wave goodbye. My favorite kind of movies are movies that make me laugh. Oh, see that baby cry? I hope she's going to be okay. If you wonder about something, you might be able to find the answer in a book. Look at him dab. I wonder if he embarrassed his kids when he did that. A salute can be a noun, but when you salute someone, well, that's an action verb. It is polite to offer to shake someone's hand when you meet them. A police officer may be asked to investigate a crime. We know a game can be a thing, and that's a noun, but you can game with your friends, and that is an action verb. When you recycle, you help the planet, and that's a good thing. If you use a computer, someone had to program the computer before you started using it. And did you know that sleep is an action verb, even though you're not very active? If you're lucky enough to have a pet, it's important that you remember to feed them. A dress is a noun when it's something you buy, wear, or make, but when you dress yourself, it's an action verb. Oh no! What is he trying to steal from the library? Did you know that you can stroll with your baby? That's why the noun is a stroller. You might use your creativity to imagine yourself on a far-off adventure. Do you think that baby likes to nap on her puppy? It's very cute when babies first learn to crawl. You can lick an ice cream cone or even a lollipop. When you ride a rocking horse, you rock back and forth. When babies first learn to walk, they toddle around the house, even silly babies with business suits on. The verb that means to take a bath is bathe. This baby can stack their blocks very well. Sometimes if you're sad, you might mope around your house. And if you're mad, you might stomp around the neighborhood. Some people find it relaxing to bounce on a trampoline. Another word for float is to bob in the water. It's important to brush your teeth in the morning and the evening. One of my favorite things to do is explore someplace I've never been. And finally, when I finish a video, I upload it. If you learned something about action verbs, click the thumbs up button and subscribe to come back to my classroom again. I'm glad we got to learn together today. I'll see you soon. Bye.